Hoka, hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of November the 8th, 2024. How good is Alita as a soldier? Really? Where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Creek Indian from Denver, Colorado. And with me from France, we have Matu. How's it going, Matu?
Bonsoir, it's going very well. How is it going for you?
Oh, it's going really well. We're having a lot of snow here, but other than that, it's going pretty well. So we're all kind of trapped in our houses. Although I did manage to get some weightlifting in yesterday for training, so that worked all right. So, and from the Shires in the UK, we have Vlotty. How's it going, Vlotty?
Hello, pretty good. Here we've just literally got. It's kind of a surreal weather. It's just endless clouds. There's no wind or anything. It's just a blanket cloud constantly. It's kind of eerie.
Wow.
And some places haven't had any sun this whole month so far.
Holy moly.
Yeah, they're writing articles about it and stuff. It's just you go outside and it's just the weirdest atmosphere.
Is that unusual for England or what?
Well, yeah, we normally have a bit of wind or a bit of rain, but here it's almost like the sky doesn't exist anymore.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Not
like,
really.
What are they doing up
wow.
there? They put this blanket thing, and they're doing some kind of like repairs to like the Truman Show Sky Dome or something.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We got some ridiculous snow here. Well, we got like over a foot of snow, which for those of you in the metric system, that's
snow.
Over 1/3 of a meter. So, you know, we're just kind of dealing with it, I guess, you know.
But, I don't drive much anymore from like work or anything. So
yeah,
I would love some snow this year.
How do you get to work?
I walk now. I work locally.
Oh, okay. So you're not that far away, huh?
No, exactly. And I always have Saturdays off, so now I can do the streams.
Yeah, okay.
Aren't you lucky?
Well, we're glad to have you and Matu on the stream, and I think Angelus is going to come on. And Lee Lemon told me he was going to come on as well. So, you know, they're just getting a slow start, I guess.
I expected Schmendrick as well tonight. I don't know what's happened to him.
I forgot to send Schmendrick a invite. You know, so
he didn't come for the gaming stream we do. We normally hang out before this stream.
Yeah. Well, you know, if anybody wants to jump on here, if I don't see Schmendrick out in the chat, but yeah, but if anybody wants to come on and join us on the stream, there's the link right there. Just click on that. I'll bring you in. We don't have that many folks, so you know, we got some instances we can give to people, subject to the limit, that is, you know, so we can bring a few folks on. So, and that includes you, David Alexander. You know, we do have a French speaker on the stream here, so you must not feel shy about it if you want to come on, you know. So,
viens nous rejoindre.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to it, I guess this past week I moved past 200,000 subscribers on the stream.
Oh, shit.
I mean,
congrats.
Yeah, I appreciate
why are you getting why aren't you
it.
getting your YouTube plaques?
I don't know. You know, I mean, I've passed 100,000 a long time ago, and I still don't have my plaques. So
they're getting stingy with the plaques.
Yeah, maybe so. You know, but that's not important to me, really. You know, I mean, I don't know where I'd hang that sucker. I'd have to find some place to hang it. You know, but
since it is the the Alita Army channel, you could hang it on the Kansas bar. It's like a trophy for the Alita Army.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
next
exactly
to the sword
right.
You still need to hang up.
Yeah, that's right, Vlotty. I need to get that Damascus blade. I definitely do.
Yeah.
You know, so
mine is chilling on the top of one of my heater because I literally don't have any space that is long enough for it.
Well, the place I would put mine would be up behind the bar. I got like a window behind the bar, and well, I'll play it. Just, I mean, there's been a lot of changes to the bar, but I'll just play a little bit of it here. So you see that Hofbräu kind of little insignia up there, right up here near the top. That's where I would put the sword, and I'd move the Hofbräu thing. I'd move that somewhere else, you know.
Yeah, that's a great spot for it.
Yeah, that's right.
Be saying that. You got to get the damn sword, man.
Yeah, well, I got my brother gave me a picture of for Christmas last year. He gave me a picture of Goku, you know, which I'm not really a big Dragon Ball fan, but I do like Goku, you know. I mean, he's pretty cool, and I'm gonna hang that up in there somewhere. Haven't hung that up yet. And of course, I got my program from the Cyrano de Bergerac that Rosa signed, so I'm gonna hang that up in the Kansas bar too. And, you know, I just keep hanging stuff up on the wall. And this past weekend, I actually won my division in powerlifting. So I got another medal for it. So
ooh, congrats again. A double whammy of congrats for Greeky.
That's right. So anyway, but, you know, I don't know. Trophies don't mean that much to me, but, you know, it's kind of cool, I guess. So, but yeah, we got 200,000 subscribers. Actually, I think we got like 202,000, something like that. And let's see what Matu's got here. Is this yes?
This is mine.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I love how it looks with the lighting.
I like that ambiance you got there. You know, that's the ambiance. Yeah.
My apartment. Thank you. You should see my desk. Yeah, my entire apartment is only lit up by neons and LED.
Yeah, boy, that is nice. Though that is so nice. Yes, indeed. So anyway, this is all for Alita, you know, and I mean, you know, as you can see, we got a lot of stuff going.
LED neon light. It just looks great. I love flying around in that. The game I was streaming before this stream, I just like flying around with all these pretty cyberpunk lights.
Yeah,
you just can't go wrong with that aesthetic.
Yeah, yeah. That is a really cool, you know, what
Did you know also that neons and LED were consuming less energy than regular lights? So technically, you're doing a good action for the planet.
That's right. You are saving the planet. Saving the planet. Absolutely. So anyway, but I also feature on my channel a bunch of other Alita Army, you know, channels, and you can see all of them down there at the bottom there. And there's a ton of them, and they're not the only channels, you know. I mean, I got as many as I could on the I guess I could have added a couple more, you know, but you know, we got certainly on the far left, we got the Alita Army channel there, you know, and then of course Turlo Dorman's Alita Army, I feature that one as well, and of course Chaos Nova, which I invited him, and I think he's going to come on later as well. Then KranberriJam, I got her channel featured, and another guy named Casino Culture, or Culture Casino rather. He's an Alita Army guy, so I, you know, and I've been on his, not on his stream, but I've been in the chat, and he, you know, has just put up some of my tweets, and, you know, gives me shout outs and stuff like that. So that's cool. And of course, that's Odd John. You see him almost in the middle there. And Science Fiction Remnant is there. And then Miss Lee. And then there's Vladdy's channel right there, you know, and then Installation.
Oh, yeah, I've got a channel.
Yeah, you got a channel, Vladdy.
Almost forgot.
Yeah, you need to start doing some videos, bub. You know, just kind of keep getting things going, you know, instead of relying on so
many different social media platforms. You just sort of end up just like kind of posting on one occasionally and just sort of forget about the rest.
Yeah. Well, the reason why, you know, I'm kind of proud of this 200,000, and I'm not stopping. I mean, we're going to keep going, you know, because this is for Alita and Rosa, for that matter. You know, the more and more people, you know, are aware of Alita Battle Angel, then maybe hopefully that'll get Disney off their rear ends, you know, and kind of give us that sequel, you know, or sequels. And you know, at one point I thought that you know, the ceiling for the number of people that would be, you know, on my channel would be the number of signatures, you know, that's on the petition, which we're going to show that's been successful too. But no, I mean, I just, you know, but the channel just shot right past that, you know, so
there's way more Alita fans than have signed the petition.
Absolutely. And there's way more Alita fans that are on my channel too. You know, I mean, you know, I think we may have 1 million even, you know, I mean, that's because I mean,
1 million what?
1 million people that love Alita, you know, that want
I thought we'd have millions.
Yes.
Surely millions.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think, you know, that Bunch of people.
Like a Dr. Evil moment. 1 million fans.
Well, we got more than that.
No, she's got to have millions and millions of fans.
Yes, I agree with that. So anyway, that's we're going to keep plugging
millions
on.
And millions and millions. It's making me think of Trump. I better not talk about that.
Oh Lordy, yeah. Let's yeah. Mattu and I were talking about that pre-stream. We like to keep. Oh no, we're of like mind. But anyway, we like to keep. Like to keep politics away from Alita, you know.
Crazy times.
Yeah. First of all, politics away. Second of all, as a non-American, I have no say on your politics anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm a non-American too.
Yeah.
So it's not my fault, whatever happens.
Well, I like Macron though. I think he's all right. But with no more politics.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Trust me, he's not. I understand you think so, but he's not. No, end of the debate, no politics, we said.
Okay, yeah, no politics, and the creek is going to move on from here. So anyway, but I don't know much about France, the French politics or English politics. You know, I mean, it is what it is.
It's a bit more boring than American politics.
Yeah, I wish ours was boring. Anyway,
we just get like these, like people like Macron and Keir Starmer. Yeah, and it's just like there's just nothing interesting happens.
Yeah. Well, we're going to move away from that now. So anyway, I got we still have a Rosa's Queen Studios bust. You know, she knows I have it, and I've sent her emails, and she has my email address, and you know, and I have her email address. So, you know, it's just a matter of time. She's a real busy lady. I don't think that's there's any.
Yeah, problem. Honestly, I wouldn't expect any response from that until again the sequels go ahead or something.
Well, she may respond
unless she hears. I think she's probably just waiting for all that to go ahead.
That could be, you know, and like I say, we're not worried about it too much.
Might be this weekend at Disney 23, guys. You never know.
Could be, you know, she might send me one, but I'm not holding my breath and worried about it. I'm just really not, you know, because I think when she's ready, she'll send me an email. So
you just
okay, Creek, let's go for it, you know. And
at least you've told her in person that, oh, we'd love to give you this gift.
Yeah, well, not only that,
well,
it's not a gift, actually, Vladi. It's actually to us, it's like an award, and it's a show of our appreciation for our queen, you know, because you remember she said that being our queen, she would wear that crown with pride, you know, and she did tell me she wants it, you know, she does want it. So it's just a matter of time. We won't worry about it too much. But anyway, I got it.
Yeah, it's got to wait.
We'll get it to her. We're not worried about that too much.
Oh, did you see news about Rosa? She's got new management now.
Oh, does she? Oh, I didn't.
Indeed, she does. It's from the management company is called Sugar 23.
Oh, cool. Let me write that down because I just
so like maybe that might help with the bust. You never know.
Well, we'll see. You know,
if they've got better agents that are more communicative.
It is Rosa's.
It was founded by an Academy Award-winning producer called Michael Sugar in 2017.
Nice.
So it's like a new management company. They also seem to be a production company.
Oh, that's cool.
Platform. Well, they seem to have made some stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, and they were saying how next year's going to be a big year for Rosa.
It is, man.
Probably with announcements and stuff too.
We're really proud of Rosa too, man. She's great, man. I'm telling you.
She'll be doing the like promo circuits and stuff, so it's obviously way more likely we'll get an Alita update.
I think so. We're going to get something going pretty soon, you know, and really that's one reason I'm growing the channel too. You know, people are starting to become more and more aware of Alita, you know, and that's what we want. And and the case in point is right here. You know, we've added since I put that just a few dollars in, you know, $200, but you put that into the sequel petition in like, what is it, 4 weeks? I think it has been. I'm not sure. Has it been 4 weeks or 5? I can't remember, Vladi, but I think it's been 4 weeks.
I don't know.
We've added 57 signatures, you know, so it's growing, you know. So I mean, that's cool. People want a sequel. They want to see it, you know. So we'll keep going with it. You know, we're just going to keep plugging away till Disney finally
and now
decides.
She's landing on Netflix in a bunch of countries. More people want the sequel.
Well, that's right. Well, as a matter of fact,
to harass Disney about it. somehow.
Well, actually, I'm promoting that on my channel too. I made a video of it, and I'm promoting that as well. And it's gotten a bunch of views on it, so people know, you know. So we're getting there, you know. So we keep plugging it for our girl here, Alita, you know, and of course our queen Rosa. You know, we want you know, it's a plus for her as well, because, you know, we really appreciate Rosa a lot. You know, she's great. So anyway, there's a petition, and we definitely want, if you have not signed the petition, we want you to, you know, sign on there. There's the link on the image there on your screen. Excuse me. And that link is also down in the description below the screen. So all you have to do is click on it and enter your name and email address, and you've signed it. And if you want to donate, you don't have to, but if you want to contribute to, you know, put some money in it for some for a sequel, then you can do that. I think you just click on that support now, I think, or there's a button there somewhere. You click on that and you can put some money in it, but you don't have to. You know, the main thing is just signing the petition. You know, put your name and email address, and you've done your part as the Alita Army member, you know. So we want, because we want that sequel, Disney. Give us our sequel. You know, that's what we want. And we got the Alita Gaming Network going on. And of course, I don't think we're not really pushing this too hard either. I think we got
sorry, Creek. We should have flown a banner over Disney 23 Brazil. I bet it would have been so much cheaper.
That's possible.
Doing it, you know, but it's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now. But also,
Alita Brazil could have been involved. Oh, that would have been perfect.
Oh, it would have been, yeah.
I'm not very switched on lately.
Well, that's all right. But anyway, you know, we don't have that much money in the Alita Army account either, so I'm not sure how we would.
But it's Brazil. It probably costs like 1,000, maybe less.
Oh, who knows? You know,
probably less.
Oh, I could have ponied up that probably.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we'll get it next time. You know, I mean, you know, I think Rose is going to that too, isn't she?
How do you figure?
I thought somebody told me that she might be going to Disney.
Oh, well, they've got Captain America. I was looking, someone posted like, these stars have arrived at Disney 23, and there was only like, you know, all the boring dudes.
Oh, I see.
Anthony Mackie, people like that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we still got the Alita Gaming Network going on, and you can see we you know, promote live streams, not just the one from my channel, but even Radio Chaos Nova. We promote his stream, you know, as well. And if you want to start streaming, anybody out there in the chat, or if you want to start doing Alita videos, Chaos and I will help you. We'll get you going, help you go do that, you know, and show you the ropes and all that stuff, or what we know about it anyway. And you can start doing Alita content yourself, you know. So it's pretty nice to do this, you know. So but we also have you know, text channels, as you can see there, and we'd like anybody can post to this server right here. It doesn't have, you don't have to go to the admins and ask for permissions and something like that. Now, Matu and I do watch this, and not that we have to do a lot to police the channel, because we don't, you know, but, you know, if something untoward gets on there, you know, we'll take care of it. So there won't be any kind of toxic stuff on there either. We'll take care of that as well, because one of my absolute requirements on the Alita Gaming Network is no politics, no porn. You know, that's you know, that's what we want this to be strictly fun for the Alita Army, you know. And certainly there's voice channels. I know Vladi and Smendrick hang out there a lot. So and this Monday
by myself today.
Yeah, that's I guess Smendrick must
stood up. No, it must be, something must have happened.
I don't know, or maybe he's busy. You never know, you know. But yeah, so anyway, but Monday we're gonna play. I think I'm gonna play Aliens on there. That was a movie that James Cameron directed, I believe. So yeah, we'll play that on there, and you know, you want to watch it with us, you know, you can just join join it, and I think that is the wrong link under there. I think. Well, Yeah, that is the wrong link, as a matter of fact. So don't click on that link. I think it's already been used. So anyway, what I'll do is at some point I'll put the correct link down in the description below what you see here. I can't do it now because you can't modify the description while the stream's going on. So, but I will put the right link under there, and you can click on that. And that's a permanent link, and it'll work over and over and over again. You know, Matu put that together for us. And, you know, you just click on it and you can join, and you have to have a Discord user ID, but it's no big deal. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. And, you know, you can join the Alita Gaming Network and, you know, kind of, oh, the correct link is in the description. Excellent. All right. That's cool. Yeah. It doesn't match that link, I bet, though, bad man. I think the Creek, what I do sometimes is that I'll copy slides off of previous streams, you know, and put them in there. And I evidently forgot to change the link on the screen, you know. So that's okay. Just click on the link in the description, and you can join the Alita Gaming Network. And then what we do is in the watch party text is where we announce where we're going to, you know, play a video or something like that. We've done, I think, 3. I believe we watched Rosa's Trouble with Edward. That was the very first one we did, and that's a really neat, you know, kind of short Star Trek short, you know, and that was nice. She plays a Star Trek captain in that one, and we did watch Alita Battle Angel on it one time. We watched Rollerball on it one time as well, you know. So we've had fun with that, you know. It's been a lot of, you know, good times on there. So anyway, join it if you want to join, and just hang out with us there. You know, the link is down in the description.
I feel like it's not the right way to watch a movie for the first time, though. So it really should be movies that we've all seen that are like,
yeah, iconic. If it's the first time, yeah, because you know, we have a tendency
really bad, and obviously people are talking over it.
Yeah, but you know, if you just want to hang out with us, though,
yeah,
you know,
that's why it's good for watching like stuff like Rosa's short film as well that you've already seen.
Yeah, that's right. Stuff you've already seen is not a big deal, you know, and you can hang out with us and, you know, offer your 2 cents on you know, anything about in the movie or in the short, you know, and that's all comments are welcome, you know. So anyway, we have fun, that's for sure. Okay, I guess on to the main topic, and that would be, is Alita a good soldier? And you know, we're going to talk about some things here. First off, we're going to kind of go over some Panzer Kunst, you know, kind of what she can do there. I've got a couple of videos, or 3 videos set up, you know, for us to watch, and it'll be okay because there's no copyright on any of them. So, you know, we can play the sound on that one. And, you know, we're going to talk about her Panzer Kunst and martial arts, you know, how she does on that. Then we're going to look a little bit at her military training and the use of weapons, and there'll be another video on that. Then we'll talk about the Great War, the fall. And then certainly we will talk about how she went up against the Barjack, you know, and I don't have any videos on those 2, the last 2. We just discussed that, you know, but I think, you know, we're going to look at Alita being in the military in some depth, you know, because in the movie, the only inkling that we got that Alita was in the military, of course, is in her flashbacks, because we all know on the stream here that Alita, you know, was suffering from amnesia, you know, and she doesn't remember anything about her past. And she gradually starts learning about her past, you know, when she gets into situations, you know, where it's life-threatening or really tense or something like that. Then she kind of learns about it, you know. I guess it drags it up from her deepest memories, you know. So because in the movie, of course, she's been asleep for 300 years, and definitely in the manga, she's been asleep for 200 years. So it's kind of akin to being like, you know, like when you go to sleep at night, anybody, and you wake up the next morning, you don't remember everything about the previous day, you know. I mean, you just don't. So you know, it's a similar thing here, except with her, it's more long-term stuff, you know. So any thoughts? I got slides on each of those. Of course, you knew that, Vladi. So
slides, man.
I've got slides, man. That's right.
Slides.
So anyway, we'll kind of move on and you know, play some of these things. So anyway, we talk about Panzer Kunst here. Now this right here is just basically that's a Tai Chi move right there. But I think we've done some other streams, you know, where we've talked about her martial arts, and Panzer Kunst, of course, is yeah, that's right, bad man. Yeah, you don't remember everything about a day even before you go to sleep. That's exactly right. So yeah, you're lucky if you remember what you had for breakfast, I guess, you know. But anyway, Panzer Kunst has a lot of techniques in it that are, you know, kind of common in other martial arts. Now, Panzer Kunst is a fictitious martial art, of course. You know, I mean, it was, you know, I guess Yukito Kishiro kind of dreamed it up, you know, and thought it would be kind of cool. And we're glad he did too, by the way, that come up with a martial art just for cyborgs. You know,
it makes sense too, because there would be, because the bodies are different and they think differently. So it would have to be, well, they don't think differently, but in how it interacts with the body, there's a difference. So you'd have to have different.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. You know, because like, for instance, if Alita was to punch you, even in her doll body, her, you know, her hand, you know, one of the things about martial arts, and where's Angelus when we need him? Of course, I know martial arts myself, but when you, you know, when you punch someone, you know, you don't really hit somebody if you're defending yourself. You don't punch him in the face with your fist. That's, I mean, you can do it obviously, but I mean, you got to really hit them with a, you know, the leading two knuckles, you know, the biggest two knuckles on your hand when you make a fist, or else you're going to hurt your hand. You know, you might even break bones in your hand doing that. And, you know, you basically want to hit them with a palm strike or something like that, you know. But with a cyborg, that's because with us meat boys and meat girls, you know, we're squishy, you know, we don't, you know, our bodies don't react very well to being, you know, hit or whatever, or delivering energy, you know, to a hard surface like that. But with a cyborg like Alita, where the materials in her body are so strong, you know, I mean, the force resistance is just amazing. She can do a lot of things that humans can't do because of just the way our bodies are and the way her body is, you know, particularly in her berserker body. And even in her, you know, well, certainly in her Imaginos body, you know. And that's right, bad man. It's Panzer Kunst is kind of it is an amalgamation or a combination of a whole bunch of different martial art techniques and forms. You know, that I guess in the manga, and even, well, they don't go into it too much in the movie, you know, about anything about it, but it was like whoever developed Panzer Kunst, they picked out the best of all martial arts and put it in Panzer Kunst, you know. So it basically, you know, it is, you know, in theory, you know, fictional world anyway, it is the best martial art, you know. And you know, there's other martial arts even in the manga, you know, like space karate, I think was the one that Toji and Zeka used, I guess. And you know, it's you know,
is that all zero gravity space karate?
Well, zero gravity does come into it, but it's not all zero gravity.
I mean, you wouldn't be fighting in space that much anyway, really. Suppose when you're on the moon with zero gravity.
Yeah, well, it's well, certainly they train in zero gravity, but you know, it's basically low gravity, because it's very difficult, you know. I can't imagine a human being able to do some of the things that Alita does, you know, when she does her thing, you know, when like, for instance, when she was fighting Gruishka, you know, this guy was made of metal, you know, and she took his arm off with a kick. I don't know of any human being that could put an axe kick on solid metal and take off an arm like she did, you know, and that's because not only does she have a body, you know, that's enables her to do that, but she also executed the technique perfectly, you know, and cyborgs seem to have that ability to be more precise, you know, they're more efficient. you know, because their bodies can move in ways that human bodies, like when you throw a punch, you know, sometimes if you got a shoulder injury, it hurts and you might not throw the punch exactly perfectly. But with a cyborg like Alita, you know, she's not plagued with back problems or, you know, joint problems or anything like that. I mean, she's a cyborg, you know, and in her berserker body and even in her Imaginos body, you know, she has nanites, you know, that will repair her body if she did, you know, go beyond the limits of a force resistance of her materials in her body, you know. But she's even pretty tough in the doll body or in the tuned body. She's extremely tough, you know. So, I mean, you know, I would say that Alita, even in her doll body, she could probably the best martial. I mean, she's fictional character for sure, but if she was real, she could probably beat the best martial artists on the planet today. Because, you know, things like putting her in an arm bar, like in UFC or say MMA, where they can force a submission, that wouldn't work with her, you know, because she doesn't have, her body's not the same like that. Plus, she's got.
Couldn't you cut off the oxygen? Could you choke her basically?
I'm not sure about that, you know, if you could or not.
Because her neck wouldn't be as strong as her machine body, but I suppose it's still machine.
Yeah, so I don't know about that. And there may be some
can't be as strong as the metallic.
Well, there's probably some protective, you know, materials around her neck to stop that, you know, even in her doll body, you know. Because when you think about your neck as a human, the only thing you have is your spinal cord in the back of your neck. And your neck itself is just nothing but, you know, squishy parts. You know, with her, she may have some kind of, you know, pipes or whatever she would have there that would protect, you know, so I think it'd be very difficult to choke her out. And she certainly, if you put her in an arm bar or you had her in some kind of leg lock, you know, that might force a human to give up, you know, and how they tap out. That wouldn't work with her because, I mean, she doesn't have that same kind of, you know, issue, you know, with pain or whatever. Now, she does feel pain, obviously, but, you know, her pain threshold would probably be a lot higher. Plus, even in her doll body, she's strong, but in her berserker body, I mean, she's got strength that are orders of magnitude, you know, greater than human beings. So if you put her in an arm bar, she could probably lift you off the ground in her berserker body, you know, and, you know, just kind of slam you on the ground or something like that, you know, as a cyborg would be able to do that. So, okay. And others, okay. I was reading a couple of things in a private chat from Matu there. Yeah. Yes. So anyway, we got a couple of videos here. We'll play the first one. And basically, these are videos I put together about Alita's martial arts. And they're slightly different, you know, but, you know, one of them is an introduction. They start out similar, but, you know, they are a little different. So let me pull that up for us. Let's see which one's first, though. Yeah, that one. Okay.
Hello, I'm Wayne Villeneuve, 4th degree black belt in Kenpo Karate, also known as Chuan Fa Tong Chao, a 1st degree black belt in Taekwondo, and a certified Tai Chi Chuan instructor. I'm your host and will take you through excerpts of Alita Battle Angel to study her fighting techniques and the practices of Panzerkunst. Panzerkunst, or German for armor art, is the first martial art developed for combat in zero gravity and originated on Mars. It is the fighting style used by Alita in the movie. The names of all Panzerkunst techniques and disciplines are in German, and practitioners are called Künstler, or German for artist. In the movie Alita Battle Angel, the term berserker was substituted for Künstler, and that is what we will use here. Panzerkunst seeks oneness between the senses and is referred to as the strongest of all cyborg martial arts. It is especially effective at disabling and destroying larger opponents. Many Panzerkunst fighting techniques are also found in other martial arts forms, such as Jeet Kune Do, Kyokushin Karate, Shotokan Karate, Taekwondo, Tai Chi Chuan, Jiu-Jitsu, Wing Chun, and other fighting styles. We will review these techniques from the movie in detail. But before we do, let's quickly review the rankings in Panzerkunst. A berserker can progress through 9 ranks. First, beginner. Second, enthusiast. Third, apprentice. Fourth, war artisan. Fifth, warrior. Possibly Alita's rank during the Great War, the Fall.
Yeah,
Sixth, high warrior.
We came to the conclusion
Seventh,
she might
master,
be a high warrior.
Possibly Alita's sensei Gelda's rank during the Fall. Eighth, licensed master. And ninth, elder. Other than these ranks, berserkers are often also divided into groups. One such group was the Mauser School's secret unit, the Kammer Group. As a member of the Kammer Group, Alita was directly responsible for carrying out operations during the Fall, the Great War between Earth and its Martian colonies, the United Republics of Mars, or URM. Most of the known techniques of Panzerkunst are those that have been used by Alita at one point during her life. Many of these techniques have German names, but we will concentrate on the English translations. Shadow tracking. A basic skill used primarily as a training exercise which teaches a Künstler to stay in their target's blind spot. The only practical applications it has in actual combat is to dodge attacks, a favorite technique of Erika's to gauge her opponents. Heart strike. One of Alita's most commonly used moves. It is a strike that delivers a high-frequency vibration to the victim.
Yeah, that heart strike is basically the Hertz of Heian. I think that we've talked about that. Yeah, are you okay, Chaos? I mean,
yeah,
is he dying there?
Yeah, he's dying. Yeah,
I'm all right.
Yeah. All right, let me continue with the video.
Bypassing the victim's arm and concentrating kinetic energy that can be used to destroy or disrupt brain or heart function. It can be nullified with a vibration of the same wavelength. Elbow blade. This is an edged weapon, such as a sword or a blade weapon, and is mounted to the forearm and used to cut or slice opponents. Alita was set up to use this technique at the end of the movie before raising her Damascus sword toward Zalem. Speedball. A Mauser School technique by which the user fires a bullet hidden in their mouth to deflect a shot fired at them. Bomb art. Making and using bombs to attack enemies. Missile blow. A supersonic punch that adds electromagnetism to the impact, delivering more force to the strike.
Hey, Chaos, can you mute your mic?
By twisting into an attack made by the opponent, the berserker is able to redirect that energy against them, resulting in a kicking counterattack that is stronger than would normally be launched. Personal wisdom, or own style. Individual techniques created by each berserker that are unique based on their own body's construction and thus unteachable to other berserkers. For instance, Alita's use of arc plasma can be considered a unique style, as no other berserker has yet been shown to manipulate plasma. Dim Mach, or touch of death. This is a technique which causes thousands of self-reinforcing energy waves to reverberate inside the target's head, increasing in frequency until they will localize in one spot. In a month, causing the opponent's head to explode. The technique cannot easily be cured by normal means. Erika used it against an opponent in one instance, but Alita was able to cure it. Unnamed suicide technique. This was taught to Alita to prevent the discovery of another berserker's involvement in Kammer Group operations, but she did not use it. These techniques, with the exception of her unique use of arc plasma and the outer thrust technique, were not used by Alita in the movie, so we will concentrate on those techniques found in many martial arts styles. Alita is also...
Actually, she did kind of use outer thrust when she launched herself at Gruishka down in the underworld, although it's not quite like that, but she did use the same basic muscle, not muscles, but I guess you could call them subsystems on her, since she's mostly machines. So anyway,
also trained in the use of firearms, including plasma rifles and rocket launchers, but we will not go into those techniques. This concludes Panzer Kunst, a brief introduction.
So anyway, that's a little bit of
that was so informative.
Yeah, and I apologize for the video. I hadn't been doing videos very long. There were a lot of flash frames in there.
So did you say that was your brother?
All right.
Yeah, that was my brother. Yeah, he's not now, but he used to be a DJ, you know, at one point for a radio station, you know, so he
sounded very professional.
Yeah, he's pretty good at what he does, you know. I mean, he does now, he's pretty much into video, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, and he was more than happy to do that, you know. He likes Alita as well. Now, I don't know if I'd say he's in the Alita army or not, but he did enjoy the movie, you know, so that's good, you know. So you could see there that, you know, some of the techniques there. Now, a bad man pointed out something that was that I guess we got wrong in that video and another video I'm going to show you, that in the manga, Alita was a war artisan, and that was a step below, I guess, one of the rankings. Wow.
Chaos has opened another portal to hell.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of background noise when you open your mic there, Chaos.
Are you like driving or something?
No, I don't think
yeah, I turned it to my ear set. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. But anyway, yeah, she's a war artisan, you know, in the manga. So anyway, we got that wrong in that video and in another video I'm going to show you, you know. But although I don't know if I would have that in the second video, you know. But a lot of the techniques, of course, you know, Yukito Kishiro kind of dreamed up, you know. The one we're all familiar with, of course, from the mirror punch, you know, is that Hertz of Heian. That's what she does in the Hertz of Heian in the movie. Although the doll body is not set up for her to be able to deliver an electromagnetic or supersonic punch like it is in her berserker body, you know. But even then, if she executed that technique on you and hit you in the middle of the chest, she'd probably break your sternum and probably half the ribs in your chest, you know. Yeah, that's right, Bad Man. We don't know her rank in the movie. It could be different. You know, she might be a warrior or even a high warrior. She could be. We just don't know, you know, because they don't bring it up.
I remember in the manga when she fights against, I don't remember his name. She fights against the guy who betrayed the Panzer Kunst and is now working for Trinidad.
Oh yeah.
And he says at some point that her power and her strength are ones of a maester. So maybe she actually reached the maester rank.
Yeah, you kind of dropped off your audio. Can you repeat again?
It didn't for me.
Where did it drop off?
You just started talking about how she had fought against the guy that had portrayed Panzer Kunst, and then it dropped off. So
yeah, the guy who, you know, works for Trinidad.
Yeah.
Zyke, I think his name was Zyke.
Okay.
And when she beats him, he yells to himself that her strength and her power are basically the ones of a maester. So maybe she may have been a maester or something close to it.
Yeah. Well, she's certainly that to all of us, isn't she? So, but yeah, Panzer Kunst, you know, I guess that is the martial art, you know, that of specifically designed for cyborgs. And I think there's a in the manga also. This is after she loses Hugo and all that stuff. Master. Yeah, that's right. Claims her power to be on par with a master class or Meister class. Yeah. That's right. So, but anyway, she, if you remember, she was actually teaching a martial arts class, you know, in the manga, you know, and I can't remember if she taught, I think she
volume 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what it was. That was after the Motorball arc, I think. I'm not sure now. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've read that part.
It was shortly before Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's before the Japan arc. Yeah, that's right.
Contaminated the soup.
But anyway, she, you know, she was teaching a martial arts class, and that's kind of cool. Which, you know, many years ago, my brother and I used to teach martial arts classes. You know, so that was kind of neat to see her doing it. I don't know if she was just teaching cyborgs or if she was teaching humans also. You know,
she was doing knife. She was showing about knife defense in the on those panels.
Yeah. So anyway, but you know, I mean, certainly she could teach techniques to humans, but they wouldn't be able to execute any of the more extreme martial Panzer Kunst techniques because those are designed for cyborgs. But a lot of the techniques in Panzer Kunst are very similar to other karate and kung fu techniques. You know, like a punch. Now the Herz-Heian, you know, that's that heart strike punch. Certainly, a human can't deliver an electromagnetic pulse behind it, you know, or any kind of vibration that would, you know, bypass armor. They certainly couldn't do that, but they could learn how to punch, obviously.
Yeah, you put a little vibration through wood or concrete, you smash it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just not the way that she does it with metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she can still teach you how to do a punch or say a side kick or a front kick. She can teach you that. There's no doubt about it. And it would be effective even with humans, you know. Now they wouldn't have the power that she would have, you know, for sure, you know, but yeah, we think Alita's a master, don't we? We definitely think she's a master. So okay, well, I want to play another video here, and this is this is also Vladi. This is also I guess yeah, I think it's this one right here.
What? Is this also your
Welcome to the martial arts of Alita Battle Angel. The next segment shows Alita practicing a variation of Snake Creeps Down, a classic Tai Chi Chuan movement. Then she does some various warm-up movements. And finally, multiple punches. The multiple punches, called chain punches, were actually a tribute to Bruce Lee, a well-known actor and famous martial artist. Here, Alita does dual stationary modified flying split side kicks off of a table. In this segment, Alita executes a tornado kick, followed by a side kick, another tornado kick, and a front kick. Next, Alita executes a hip throw, 2 reverse punches, followed by a front kick. In the next segment, we will see Alita do a hammer strike to the groin, a reverse punch, then parry, and redirect a punch toward an opponent. During this portion of the bar fight, Alita does an open palm strike, then a side kick, followed by a sickle throw, a round kick, then a reverse chokehold.
Yeah.
Now, Alita will simply do an outward crescent kick.
He needs to do the whole movie.
Yeah, we do. We can't do that.
Alita executes an improvised front kick and an axe kick. In another segment, she does a second axe kick.
He could literally be an audio description voice. He has that kind of professional tone.
Yeah, he does.
Dry, like just describing exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Hiya! What's that then?
Nice.
Flying kick.
That was an axe kick.
Axe kick.
So was that.
Backflip.
Next, we will review Alita's defense against a single attacker, namely Zapan. After Zapan grabs Alita's shoulder, she uses his arm as leverage to smash his head on a table. Notice the punch to the midsection as a distraction as she is disarming her attacker. Alita displays superior dexterity as a result of her training. Notice how she flips the sword towards Zapan with her foot. Alita has extreme dexterity, body control, and power as a result of her training and her newly acquired berserker body. The next segment is right out of Panzer Kunst. Her arc plasma weapon is her own personal style that cannot be taught to other berserkers.
How you control it, I don't know. Didn't exactly come with a manual, did you?
In this segment, Alita executes 3 techniques: a modified double hook kick, then a hip throw, a front kick, and a double side kick with one foot to the midsection and the other to the knee. The next 2 segments are Panzerkunst techniques called the outer thrust. One is done against Gruishka to push him against a wall of rock. Alita does a second modified move against the wall to propel herself toward Gruishka. In this next segment, Alita shows some real fighting skill that includes 2 flying side kicks. She puts punches, kicks, and other moves together in a way that shows real expertise. She expertly improvises her techniques according to what her opponents are doing, and counters very effectively. The fighting techniques in the movie Alita Battle Angel were thoroughly researched and well portrayed. We should remember the character Alita was in an elite Martian military unit and would be well trained in hand-to-hand combat. She was a berserker, the most advanced cyborg weapon ever created. Although most of these techniques are found in many martial arts styles and not limited to Panzerkunst, it is obvious the character Alita would be a formidable opponent for any enemy if the future produces cyborgs like her. The actor who played Alita, Rosa Salazar, trained hard, and this was essential to make the moves authentic. I hope you enjoyed this brief look at Alita Battle Angel's fighting techniques. Thank you for watching, and buy those Blu-rays, baby.
Buy those Blu-rays, baby.
Watch Alita on Netflix, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
That'll be more relevant for today.
Oh, welcome. I did get a chance to welcome Chaos Nova from Mentor, Ohio, nor Lee Lemon from Fountain, Colorado. So how are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
All right.
Apparently I'm late. I thought you started at 4.
Well, we kind of pulled it back to 3. I thought that's what I had in my post, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
About 5, and I believe that was on.
Yeah. Well, I pulled it back to 3 so the folks in Europe, you know, would have could get 1 hour extra of sleep, and it doesn't affect the guys in Australia, so that's why I pulled it back to 3. So.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, what are y'all's thoughts about those 2 videos? And we can watch them again if you want. I don't mind. So,
tell your brother I said thank you. That obviously was quite a bit of time put into that.
Yeah, and a couple of those places, that one where he said that she executed 3 techniques, and that was my fault because I wrote the script and I put 4 in the video. So anyway, and as you can see,
that should be a DVD extra.
Yeah, actually, it could be.
Wouldn't it be perfect on that?
Yeah. Although we'd want to update it. Now, I did have another video that I can't play because it's got a copyright on it. I guess the IP owner, which I guess would be James Cameron, I guess, is allowing me to use it on my channel, but you can't stream copyright. You know, it's against YouTube's policies. You know, so we can't do that. So, but anyway. You know, you can see there in Panzerkunst, you know, that there are a lot of techniques that if any of you have ever taken karate, you know, you recognize a lot of those techniques. You know, that one there for sure is a Tai Chi technique, actually, is what the one she's on the screen there, you know, and she, I guess Rosa really pulled that off excellently. You know, she I guess she trained for 5 or 6 months, you know, learning, you know, martial arts, you know, which as it really shows the dedication that our queen put into the movie. You know, that's just super duper. Any thoughts, guys?
No, it's just a lot of information.
Yeah, we can play these videos again if you want. I don't mind.
I need to take notes.
Yeah, exactly. You know, well, you can see them on my channel too if you go there and search for it. As a matter of fact,
I mean, I'd say something, but I just had a lot going on this week, so I haven't put out anything new yet.
Oh, okay.
I have older ones, but some of them are pretty long.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Yeah, those videos that I've shown you here, I hadn't been doing videos very long, and I watch them now. I mean, they're still watchable for sure, but I see video editing techniques that I don't do now. You know, those flash frames, I hate those things, but I didn't know what they were back then, you know. So you know, you know what a flash frame is too, don't you, Chaos? Where, you know, you have a flash where you don't cut, you know, the video at the right time, and you get one frame. Yeah, that's right. There was two or three of those in those videos. But you know, still though, I still enjoyed doing them, and definitely enjoy watching them for sure, you know. So and what I will do is all the videos here that we're going to play after the stream is over, I'll put the links down in the description if you want to come back and look at them later. You know, we can do that as well. So
yeah, and I believe I sent you that presentation for later.
Okay. Yeah, Badman pointed out that you know, that one technique where I guess Alita grabs you know, she grabs Zapan's neck like she does and slams his head down on the table like that, which is an awesome technique. But if you did that to you know, to a human being, I mean, they
well,
would,
a human doesn't have their esophagus exposed like he does.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of,
but still, the way she did it that quickly, that could probably break your neck. That would likely break your neck.
Yeah. Well, I know one thing that Rosa actually demonstrated that technique in an interview. I saw her do it, and it was pretty cool.
I saw one where she was asked about that on it was like outside. I don't want to say on the red carpet, but it was like on the carpet where they're going into some event or something.
Yeah.
And the reporter asked her about that. She tried to do it there and kind of messed it up a little bit, and it got a little awkward.
Well, you know, I mean, it's pretty tough to do it when you're dressed up and all that kind of stuff. But she also did that on that. It was an interview. I think it was Young Hollywood. I think she did that where I think it was that. I could be wrong, but the way she said there, like if you're going to do it with a human, you'd put your hand behind their neck.
Yeah.
You know, that way, and slam it on the table. But even if you did that, if Alita did that to a human, and say it was a human, and she did put her hand behind the neck, slammed it on the table, it'd probably break their neck. You know, so I mean, you know, obviously Zapan's a cyborg, so it's not the same thing. You know, plus it'd probably fracture their skull. You know, if she did that.
Oh yeah, such sudden movements, even if it doesn't break your neck, your spinal column at various points can be compacted, and that hurts a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Whiplash, all that.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd probably fracture some vertebrae and all kinds of cool stuff, you know, fracture your skull, you know. I mean, oh man.
Cool, you know? Being a relative term, probably not.
Yes,
so cool.
Very.
You're the one doing it, having it done to you.
Very relative. Yeah. So anyway, by the way, Lee, I'm sorry I wasn't able to read 23 through 25 because I had to teach a class this week and I was fully engaged for 9 hours a day.
No, that's fine. Like I said, people got their own stuff they got to do. I mean, when you can get around to it, I certainly wouldn't mind hearing what you had to.
Oh yeah, I will. I definitely will get around to it. One thing we did talk about though, Lee, before you came on, was that, you know, in the manga, Alita actually teaches a martial arts class, you know. Mm-hmm. And
from what I understand, though, that was after she left the motorball circuit.
Yeah, after motorball and before Zapan arc, you know, the Zerkerpan arc, I guess. Mm-hmm. But what we were thinking, what I was thinking when we were discussing that was that in your fanfic novel, you know, doesn't she actually teach Jason some self-defense techniques?
Well, after Jason twice gets himself messed up really badly trying to come to somebody's defense.
Yeah.
The second time, you know, defending Gerhard from an invader.
Yeah.
She decides that maybe teaching him some methods of keeping himself safer might go a long way to helping him live.
Yeah. So she has enough expertise, you know, certainly to teach people, you know, the moves, you know. Now at this point, I guess Jason is a cyborg, so I mean, it's not like he's a human.
Yeah, at this point in the story, I'm up to trying to finish up chapter 28, but yeah, after think it's chapter 23. At the end of it, he finally gets his limbs working.
Yeah.
So he is pretty much a partial cyborg.
Yeah, I have to reread chapter 22 and then go into 23 so I catch up, you know, but
just to refresh your memory on it.
Yeah, just to refresh my memory and get everything set back in the right spot, you know. So so anyway, our girl here, Alita, she's definitely knowledgeable enough of Panzer Kunst that she can teach other people, you know. So I guess here a while back that I guess Bad Man said that that person she fought, this one right here, being a master, you know, so she had the power of a master, you know. So
was this the guy she went up against on Mars in that last?
No, this is the guy that portrayed. Matu was telling us about this. The guy that portrayed something with Panzer Kunst. That Matu, what was that? Because I don't remember. It's been so long.
What about the Maester thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that she was. I think the bad man said it.
Yeah.
She fought against a guy. I think his name was Zyke or something like this.
Yeah.
And she managed to defeat him. And when she defeated him, he was flabbergasted because he said her power was the one of a maester.
Yeah. So anyway, she's yeah.
I would say she's probably something of a martial arts or general combat prodigy.
Yeah, I think so, you know.
That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, Bad Man.
Yeah, that's right.
Not. So it is who I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's right. So I know if I was going to refresh my martial arts, you know, training, I would take it from Alita, I think.
Yeah.
although I don't think she knows any Kenpo karate.
Well, that's the thing. I think when she was doing the defense training, the classes in the manga, I think she was basically just teaching self-defense.
Yeah, that's right.
Although she did in Sonic Finger, she did have those 3 guys, 3 or 4 guys. I think it was actually no, yeah, it was 3 guys, 3 other cyborgs that she was teaching. Yeah. And I guess she was teaching them actual combat techniques or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. In the manga, she was teaching self-defense. But those 3 guys in Sonic Finger, they kind of like had a crush on her, didn't they?
Just a bit.
Yeah. And we can understand why. But yeah, I'd take a karate class from Alita, that's for sure. If she was a real person, you know, I'd do it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because you'd be learning from it, you know, like Bad Man says, you'd be learning from a master, you know. That'd be pretty cool, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's something I kind of touched on too. Jason ends up having a number of doubts about his own capability to learn anything combat related, but he always defers to her because he always sees her as being, you know, it's like, well, she's the Martian Special Forces cyborg, so I'll just defer to her judgment.
He was just a regular mechanic in the Air Force turned cyborg, wasn't he?
Yeah, I remember you asked once if I had received any combat training. The only combat training I had received was in basic. I learned briefly, very briefly, how to shoot a M16.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, I did that again with M16 and a shotgun for recertification traiing.
Yeah.
But there are actually 3... I guess for lack of a better term, occupational specializations in the Air Force that do specialize in combat training. The first one being, I think, one everybody's familiar with, fighter pilot. They're trained in using fighter aircraft to take on enemies and gain air superiority over a battlefield. And then the other one is security police, which do the security around bases. Yeah. They train in like 50 caliber machine guns, 40 millimeter grenade launchers, you know, all the various weapon types that you might be familiar with a infantryman using or something.
Oh, we lost.
And
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. And the last one being combat controllers, which are specialists that are trained to be dropped behind enemy lines with a dirt bike and communications gear, and they set up fire lanes for aircraft to come in and attack enemy targets.
Whoa!
Yeah. So they're almost kind of special forces like, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I wasn't aware of the ladder there.
I wasn't either until I got in there. I saw some guys walking past in basic, and somebody happened to mention that those guys look like they're in the combat controller classes.
Yeah, because I mean, I was in DOD for 25 years almost and worked with a lot of military guys, you know, and never heard that one. So that's anyway. And I'll tell you something else Alita would be good at, knowing Panzer Kunst. She'd be a great bodyguard, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody would mess with you, I don't think. Yeah.
Actually, I don't think they necessarily do, but they probably might if the, in response to Badman's question here, they might if the mission requires it. But generally, from what I understand, they use primarily communications gear, satellite uplinks and things like that to set up lines of attack into an area for like bombers and things.
Yeah.
And they may also identify air defense for the on the enemy side. Okay. So that way close attack craft like the A-10 can come in and take them out.
Cool. Well, did you guys want to see the videos again, or you want to just move on, or what?
I wouldn't mind, but I don't really want to take up.
No, it's okay. We're here for the duration. And I'd say, which one do you want to watch, Lee? Because it's the one. I guess you didn't see the first one, did you?
No, I came in late, unfortunately.
Yeah, let me. Oh, we'll play it. That's cool.
All right.
There we go.
Hello, I'm Wayne Villeneuve, 4th degree black belt in Kenpo Karate, also known as Chuan Tong Chao, a 1st degree black belt in Taekwondo, and a certified Tai Chi Chuan instructor. I'm your host and will take you through excerpts of Alita Battle Angel to study her fighting techniques and the practices of Panzer Kunst. Panzer Kunst, or German for armor art, is the first martial art developed for combat in zero gravity and originated on Mars. It is the fighting style used by Alita in the movie. The names of all Panzer Kunst techniques and disciplines are in German, and practitioners are called Künstler, or German for artist. In the movie Alita Battle Angel, the term berserker was substituted for Künstler, and that is what we will use here. Panzer Kunst seeks oneness between the senses and is referred to as the strongest of all cyborg martial arts. It is especially effective at disabling and destroying larger opponents.
Yeah, he used to be a
Panzer
DJ.
Kunst fighting techniques are also found in other martial arts forms, such as Jeet Kune Do, Kyokushin Karate, Shotokan Karate, Taekwondo, Tai Chi Chuan, Jiu-Jitsu, Wing Chun, and other fighting styles. We will review these techniques from the movie in detail, but before we do, let's quickly review the rankings in Panzer Kunst. A berserker can progress through 9 ranks. First, beginner. Second, enthusiast. Third, apprentice. Fourth, war artisan. Fifth, warrior, possibly Alita's rank during the Great War, the Fall. Sixth, high warrior. 7, master, possibly Alita's sensei Gelda's rank during the Fall. 8th, licensed master. And 9th, elder. Other than these ranks, berserkers are often also divided into groups. One such group was the Mauser School's secret unit, the Kammer Group. As a member of the Kammer Group, Alita was directly responsible for carrying out operations during the Fall, the Great War between Earth and its Martian colonies, the United Republics of Mars, or URM. Most of the known techniques of Panzer Kunst are those that have been used by Alita at one point during her life. Many of these techniques have German names, but we will concentrate on the English translations. Shadow tracking. A basic skill used primarily as a training exercise which teaches a Künstler to stay in their target's blind spot. The only practical applications it has in actual combat is to dodge attacks, a favorite technique of Erika's to gauge her opponents. Heart strike. One of Alita's most commonly used moves. It is a strike that delivers a high-frequency vibration to the victim, bypassing the victim's armor, and concentrating kinetic energy that can be used to destroy or disrupt brain or heart function. It can be nullified with a vibration of the same wavelength. Elbow blade. This is an edged weapon, such as a sword or a blade weapon, and is mounted to the forearm and used to cut or slice opponents. Alita was set up to use this technique at the end of the movie before raising her Damascus sword toward Zalem. Speedball. A Mauser school technique by which the user fires a bullet hidden in their mouth to deflect a shot fired at them. Bomb art. Making and using bombs to attack enemies. Missile blow. A supersonic punch that adds electromagnetism to the impact, delivering more force to the strike. Outer thrust. By twisting into an attack made by the opponent, the berserker is able to redirect that energy against them, resulting in a kicking counterattack that is stronger than would normally be launched. Personal wisdom, or own style. Individual techniques created by each berserker that are unique based on their own body's construction and thus unteachable to other berserkers. For instance, Alita's use of arc plasma can be considered a unique style, as no other berserker has yet been shown to manipulate plasma. Dim Mach, or Touch of Death. This is a technique which causes thousands of self-reinforcing energy waves to reverberate inside the target's head, increasing in frequency until they will localize in one spot. In a month, causing the opponent's head to explode. The technique cannot easily be cured by normal means. Erica used it against an opponent in one instance, but Alita was able to cure it. Unnamed suicide technique. This was taught to Alita to prevent the discovery of another berserker's involvement in Commer Group operations, but she did not use it. These techniques, with the exception of her unique use of arc plasma and the outer thrust technique, were not used by Alita in the movie, so we will concentrate on those techniques found in many martial arts styles. Alita is also trained in the use of firearms, including plasma rifles and rocket launchers, but we will not go into those techniques. This concludes Panzer Kunz, a brief introduction.
By the way, Lee, he was a DJ at one point at KCME. So
okay, yeah.
I don't know if you know where that's up from where you are, up in Colorado Springs. So,
I can't say I've heard of it. No.
Yeah, it's a radio station, or it was. If it's still in operation, I don't know. He also worked for KRDO, the TV station, So
okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's got a very announcer-esque voice.
Yes, he does. He's got that top 40 yuck in his voice, doesn't he? So, okay, so anyway, I think we hit that one pretty good. So he did mention that one video, that she has got some training in weapons for sure,
Well, as we saw in the Badlands art, she's got extensive training.
Yes, she does. She absolutely does.
Yeah, up until that point, all we see her use was her bare hands or a blade.
Yeah.
And then when she gets to the Badlands, she's using rifles, pistols, heavy weapons.
And that is something that her amnesia didn't stop her from doing, So, and of course.
Well, that's the thing. I actually looked up retrograde amnesia, and it's a very real phenomenon that has afflicted people. And it does, in fact, affect people the way it does Alita.
Yeah. By the way, Bad Man, I'm not sure that's what that is. But anyway, a little humor there, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure, But, yeah, I mean, we talked, I guess, last week about some of her some of her psychological problems, particularly that
the
amnesia.
extreme anger, I think rage might be a better term.
Might be a better word for that. Yeah. And of course, in Badlands arc, she was off the rails in that one. But the thing of it is, though, the reason why I kind of brought this forward here again is because even though she had these psychological problems, including amnesia, she seems to remember how to do, like fighting. When she was fighting the cyborgs in the alley, that was her first, I guess after Ito plucked her out of the scrapyard, that was her first, use, you know, since she woke up, you know, of fighting, and she executed those techniques perfectly, you know. So it's almost like what that instinctive, when they probably drilled her.
Well, it's almost like physical skills are stored in a part of the brain that is separate from that of the areas that are affected by the retrograde amnesia.
Yeah.
So anything that you learn for like dressing yourself or how to hold a fork or how to fight, all of that doesn't get affected by it.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and plus, you know, the military, they probably drilled those techniques into her and the use of weapons. They probably drilled it into her so much and so extremely that she.
Well, I suspect something to do with her being, you know, something of a prodigy. At least in my eyes, you know, something of a combat prodigy probably has something to do with that as well, helping it to sort of stick.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, we'll play another video here, and this is one of her using of her military experience.
How has Alita Battle Angel's military training shaped her fighting skills? Hello, I'm Wayne Villeneuve, 4th degree black belt in Kenpo Karate, also known as Chuan Fa Tong Chao, 1st degree black belt in Taekwondo, and a certified Tai Chi Chuan instructor. I'll be your host as we explore how Alita Battle Angel's military training has shaped her fighting skills. In the movie, Alita is a berserker, the most advanced cyborg weapon ever created. She was in the United Republics of Mars, or ERM, Military Special Operations, where she achieved the rank of High Warrior. Alita was also camera group in the Mauser School of Panzer Kunst. But before we review Alita's ERM military training and her combat skill, this is what we'll be covering in this video. Panzer Kunst and Alita's martial arts skill. Zero gravity training. Battle on the moon. Discipline and use of firearms. Plasma weapon and Damascus blade. Let's take a look at Alita's Panzer Kunst and martial arts skills. First, we'll analyze how Panzer Kunst enables Alita to defend herself against a single-armed attacker, Zapan. After Zapan grabs Alita's shoulder, she grabs his throat and uses his arm as leverage to smash his head against a table. This technique is similar to one of the Kenpo Karate grab art defenses. Many martial arts styles have similar techniques. After Zapan swings the Damascus blade wildly at Alita, she spins him around, punches him in the midsection as a distraction, then disarms him. Alita then finishes Zapan off with an open palm strike to the nose and a front kick that sends him 25 feet across the Kansas bar floor. Next, Alita takes on 3 cyborgs in an Iron City alley. She begins by executing a flying sidekick on Romo, then finishes him off with an 11-punch ground and pound attack. After vanquishing Romo, Alita is attacked by Nisiana, armed with 2 blade weapons mounted on her arms. Even though Nisiana appears to have the tactical advantage at the beginning of the attack.
What's that, Vladdy?
Just seeing all the like moves listed out, it makes me want to like really badly want to play a video game of Alita.
Yes.
All the combos, do all her.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Get on it, Disney and Cameron. What are
Come
they doing?
on, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I know what they're doing. They're announcing like. I know what they're doing. They're announcing Ice Age 6 and Zootopia 2. That's all they're doing at Disney 23. Just a load of more shit sequels. Only made for babies.
Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah.
Can't say I'm terribly surprised.
Yeah. Just what we need, another Ice Age movie.
I'm not even angry. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, you're just like, you can't even get angry anymore.
Yeah.
It's like getting angry at a dog.
And counters with an improvised lying sidekick from the ground, sending Nisiana against a wall. Then, Alita executes an improvised double flying sidekick that decapitates Nisiana.
Do you realize how hard you would have to kick somebody to send them 15 feet like that against a wall? I mean, that is.
And they hit them hard enough to separate their head from their body.
Yeah. And that's not a human. That's a cyborg. You know, I mean, whoa.
I just want to say, I love Nisiana's fashion sense.
Yes.
Yeah, she had a neat design.
Yeah.
She has great legs.
Too bad she's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alita then turns her attention to Gruishka.
I love the
After evading 2 punches from the larger cycle, she leaps from an elevated position from a high wall and cleaves off Gruishka's arm with an axe kick, then attacks him with Ido's rocket hammer, forcing him to retreat. Panzer Kunst is an extremely effective fighting style against larger opponents. Panzer Kunst also trains Künstlers how to fight in zero gravity. Here we see Alita in a sparring session with Gelda, her licensed master sensei. Both are armed with a staff called a bow. Notice how both are in control of their bodies in the zero-G chamber. Zero-G training helps Künstlers in combat even in low-gravity environments like the moon. Next, Alita executes 4 techniques: a modified double wheel kick, then a hip throw, a front kick, and a double side kick, with one foot to the midsection and the other to the knee. While Alita was in the military, she learned discipline under fire and the use of firearms. During the Great War, the Fall, Gelda's and Alita's squad ascends the supply tube to Zalem. After a defense ring takes out several berserkers, the rest of the squad does not flee, but begins firing at the ring from prone and kneeling positions. Even as the defense ring bears down on them, the squad holds their positions and continues firing. We also see Alita firing a plasma rifle at the ring. This requires great courage and discipline to continue firing and not run. Eventually, Alita is rescued by Gelda and ordered to finish the mission and destroy Zalem. Next, we see Alita remove a Gatling gun from a Centurion and fire it at a deckman. Alita has intimate knowledge of firearms. The next segment is right out of Panzer Kunst. Her arc plasma weapon is her own personal style that cannot be taught to other berserkers. Next, Alita attacks the Centurions even though they fire their weapons at her at a high rate. This is another example of the discipline.
What's that, Vladi?
No other berserkers do the arc plasma. I assume that was a feature of all of the berserkers.
Yeah, it seems like it was. In the movies, it might be that way. I think in the manga, it's very different.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Because I think doesn't Erica use plasma as well? Or I don't remember.
I don't think she ever did. I don't remember her seeing her ever do that.
Yeah, maybe not, you know.
Yeah, but with Cameron having a more grounded sort of view of a lot of the sci-fi type stuff, it could be that the berserkers in his sort of cinematic universe are all very standardized.
Yeah.
So much like military equipment, they're very standardized, have standard features to them with maybe some minor modifications, but from one unit to the next.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting, I wanted to point out here too as well, you see where Alita's average speed being 125 miles an hour. I actually calculated that and kind of measured how far she had to run to take out all those Centurions. In the manga, in her berserker body, she could run Mach 6.5.
Yeah, the manga is much more anime-esque in physics.
Yes, yeah, it is. So, it does seem more grounded, although there aren't any humans that can run 125 miles an hour. I mean, that's a little bit much, you know. Oh, we lost Matu. I think.
Yeah, she left a message. Her headphones and mic just died, and she's falling asleep. So.
Yeah, she said she'd
probably. Good night, Matu.
Yeah, good night, lady.
Yeah, have a good night if you hear us.
Yep. So anyway, but Alita, no humans can run this. I mean, I think I calculated this was like, I forget how many, like 6 times or 8 times faster than the world's fastest human. I mean, it's almost a more order of magnitude, you know, and that's an average speed.
Yeah, Badman just pointed out something. In the manga, the plasma and berserkers were associated with Venus. That's right. The berserker body was actually a Venusian terror weapon.
Ah.
Interesting.
I need to reread the manga. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, that's how Zerkerpan even came to being, because the terror weapon melded with Zapan's brain and started going on a rampage.
Yeah.
It was designed to hit population centers and sow terror amongst the population, but before going into a self-destruct that would wipe out the whole area.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go.
She learned while in the military. She also instinctively uses her plasma weapon with the Damascus blade to take out Gruishka within 10 seconds. Her fighting skill and combat knowledge are truly second to none. We should remember the character Alita was in an elite Martian military unit. She is a berserker, the most advanced cyborg weapon ever created. Although her military training and fighting skills are based on the movie, it is obvious the character Alita would be a formidable opponent for any enemy if the future produces cyborgs like her. The actor who played Alita, Rosa Salazar, trained hard, and this was essential to make the techniques authentic. I hope you enjoyed this brief look at Alita Battle Angel's military training and fighting skills. I'm your host, Wayne Villeneuve. Thank you for watching. And film those sequels, baby.
Anyway, that's that. Yeah. So, you know, our girl is really quite an accomplished combatant.
She can kick major ass.
Yes, she can.
And great deals of it in short order.
That's right. Yep. So, yeah. Most definitely. Okay, the Great War of the Fall. I think it's a little different in the manga than it is in the movie, although they do talk to a war, but I think, wasn't it more of a civil war?
I think in the manga, it was more of the Earth had been hit by numerous cataclysms.
Yeah.
So it was like an ongoing process of Earth just getting pounded over and over again, and then the people going out into the solar system, creating these colonies, and then various conflicts flaring up between them. Nothing like an all-out war necessarily.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the movie, it was just one big interplanetary war that hit everybody.
Yeah. Well, didn't they, on Mars, wasn't that like a civil war, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, in the manga, I think it was a civil war between, I think it was nations on Mars, or maybe the kingdom of Mars fractured into factions, or it was something like that.
Because you remember one of
internal conflict,
Yeah, one of them, we did that manga reading where that one group did that false flag attack on, I forget what city that was.
It was the one with the orphanage where Alita.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So, and so I guess the Great War of the Fall is pretty much a movie, you know, kind of thing there. It wasn't, which was okay. I'm okay with it.
So, I don't mind it.
Yeah, exactly. So you see there, one of the things I guess about Rosa too, that the bad man pointed this out a while ago, that we don't really know Rosa's rank in the movie. I mean,
you mean Alita's?
Yeah, Alita. Yeah. Well, Rosa is Alita and Alita is Rosa. Yeah. So there you go, you know. But anyway, yeah, we don't know Alita's rank, you know, in the movie. You know, she, you know, could have been a high warrior, you know, she could have been just a warrior. We don't know. But one thing it was kind of apparent, or it seemed to be in the movie, was that she was like right behind Gelda, you know, and those two are the only two not wearing a helmet like you see the others. So it makes me believe that she was second in command of that squad, you know, and that could be, you know. And of course, that squad there, between her and Gelda, I guess at that point, that's 8 people, but there were like 4 or 5 up there that got wiped out by that
defense ring. Yeah.
Defense ring. Yeah. So they probably had like a couple of squads or something like that, you know, but
bad man saying Alita's rank wasn't high enough to be issued a helmet, I guess. I'm thinking it's more along the lines of the Space Marines from 40K. If you don't have a helmet, that means you're a main character.
Yeah, that's right. So, and she is a main character, you know. But as you remember in the movie, or at least the backstory for the movie, the fall was between Earth and Mars, and I guess Earth.
There's probably some associated allied colonies out there as well that they didn't get into detail about.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Earth and Mars might have been like the major superpowers involved. And then they may have had some smaller allied nations that were smaller colonies around the solar system that got involved in it.
Yeah, that's right.
It might be something along the lines of The Expanse. I don't know if you've ever seen that television series.
I did see one episode of that and enjoyed it, but I haven't gotten back to it.
Yeah, I didn't finish it either.
Yeah,
but I should, because it is pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. That episode I saw was really good. You know, I mean, it seemed
all
to be
I've
more.
ever gotten to see was just clips of it. I'd like to see more of it, but I never got the chance to.
Well, what I saw of it seemed to be more grounded in actual science.
Yeah, that is much more hard sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no faster than light travel and all this stuff. You know,
I mean, it does get into some fanciful type alien tech later on towards the end of it, but especially in the book when I looked up some of the book that it was based off of. But for the most part, the human technology is very much grounded in real world physics and stuff.
Yeah, you could almost believe it was something we could pull off today, you know, almost, you know. So, but yeah, the Great War of the Fall, I guess Mars had attacked Earth with a biological plague, and Earth had attacked Mars with a more of a, I guess, a nanite or nanomachine type of plague, I guess.
Actually, I think the Mars, surprisingly enough, I would have thought they would have done the nanoplague, but they apparently did the bioplague.
Yeah. Oh, did I get it backwards? I might have got it backwards.
Yeah, but like I said, I would have expected it would have been Mars doing the nanoplague.
Yeah, Mars.
They did the bio one.
Yeah, Mars did the biological plague on Earth, and Earth attacked Mars with the nano machine plague or something like that. So
yeah.
So, you know, so it'd be more targeted toward cyborgs, you know, so, and it was a lot, it was a mess. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And,
and apparently it, at least on Earth, since that's the only one we've seen so far, it left the, according to the novelizations, it left Earth's biosphere toxified and less than friendly to humans.
Yeah.
They can survive there, but it takes its toll on them fairly quickly.
Yeah, and in the manga, I guess Alita was the one that did or was the spearhead, I guess, of that Operation Malwarf, wasn't she? I mean, it killed.
Well, she was part of a group that was doing it. I'm not sure if she was the spearhead because there was a number of them involved.
Yeah, it killed 100,000 or 200,000 people in those colonies.
I think it was somewhere around 250,000.
Yeah,
somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah. So anyway, that was in the manga, I guess. But yeah, I mean, she, definitely in the movie, one thing that always, I kind of wondered about was that, okay, they've got those defense rings on there. And of course, their military intelligence would have told them that Zalem had defense rings like that.
Well, I think that's why the one cyborg recognized it when he called it out, because he knew what it was coming at him.
Yeah, for sure. So why would the command structure, the folks do that? Why would they send that elite unit up like that, up that supply tube, knowing?
Well, that's a question that was asked before. My theory on it is that the defenses anywhere else were too strong, and also going up a sensitive area like a supply tube, they wouldn't. They'd be less likely to focus defensive weapons like turrets and things like that on the personnel going up it. So if they sent defense rings, that's the thing. At least you would think they would give them an anti-tank weapon to take out the defense ring.
Yeah.
In some way that would allow it to not necessarily have a higher chance of severing the tube like it did.
Yeah. And another thing too is that, at the end of the movie, she jumped over the defense ring, which kind of makes me wonder, could those cyborgs those berserkers right there, could they jump over the defense ring? Now, they may be so heavily armored that they may be too heavy to do it. That's a possibility we did discuss.
Possibly.
But
it might be the defense ring at the time was also a much larger size.
Oh, you think maybe they upgraded the defense rings?
Well, it could be they. You look at what they're doing with resources. They're recycling everything because there's so little to rely on resource-wise. So it could be that they cut down on the size of the defense ring since they didn't need them to try to defend against anything as advanced as a berserker.
I see. So in other words, what you're saying is the defense rings, when Alita and the squad go up the defense where they go up the supply tube is much more advanced or something?
That's, well, larger in size. They cut down on the
least,
resources used in it and made it smaller so it didn't take as many resources to build.
Yeah,
but like I said, but that's just a guess.
And I think also they had those defense rings that, from what I remember in the manga, they used that to maybe stop like rats and stuff like that from getting up there too, didn't they? Or something?
Oh, Badman says their ship may have crashed before they could deploy. So that's another possibility. Their transport went down.
Yeah.
And so they went up a backup route.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that was their only option at that point, I guess. Mm-hmm. And there was a ship in the movie, if you remember, in the background. Yeah, the rats are people from the surface. Yeah, that's right. But there was.
Yeah, I was going to say there was that one scene in the background, that one ship going down as it was being hit with weapons fire from Zalem.
That could have been their ship. Mm-hmm. Or one similar to what they would have been riding. So,
well, it was, I think, indicative of the kind of firepower Zalem possessed to bring down those ships.
Yeah. So anyway,
they tried to come in via transport. It may have been just that much more dangerous, or the air defenses took down their transport before it could deploy them on Zalem's surface.
Yeah, I get the feeling too that in the certainly when I read the novelization and seeing the movie, you get the feeling there really wasn't a winner in the Great War. I mean, both sides got
that's
hammered.
the thing. Even Cameron's notes mentioned that there was no winner to the war. It was just a war that they had numerous chances to get out of and negotiate peace for. Yeah. But after a certain point, everybody decided they just weren't interested in peace.
Yeah.
And so they just rushed headlong into mutual annihilation.
Which is really, really stupid, isn't it? If you know you're going to war and you're going to have mutual annihilation, that is kind of a stupid option to select.
Well, that's the thing. It can also be a sort of societal psychosis. People get so caught up in the fervor, they begin to believe they're going to win, the other side is going to lose, or even the other side has to lose for whatever reason. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that can feed into that, propaganda being one of them.
Yeah.
And you get enough of, say, the enemy strikes your side, and then your sides take some hits, and you feel that it needs to be revenged, and then you get the propaganda feeding into that, and it can result in a fervor that can lead to some really stupid decisions.
Yeah. And Lord knows we can make them, can't we, as humans?
It seems to be a talent.
Yeah, that's right. So
indeed.
But anyway, I guess the Great War, ended up a draw, and both sides suffered mightily from it. And, Alita wakes up in the scrapyard in the movie 300 years after that war, and in the manga 200 years after something. And, she's, like say, suffering from amnesia from it. So, and just retains her most basic skills of being a combatant, I guess. So, and then of course after that she gets in the tuned program, and then of course the fight there is against the Barjack. Now this is only in the manga, obviously, because we haven't got a sequel, Disney. And I like that panel on the left too. I mean,
yes, we know.
That thing. I mean, those two guys are idiots. It's a good thing that window was there. We'd have been crushed. There's Alita holding up that big old column, But anyway, the Barjack, I guess in this case, they also wanted to bring down Zalem, didn't they? Or Teferis in this case.
Yeah.
And they had
my problem with Den's plan is he wanted to destroy both Teferis and the scrapyard. And that's where he and I have a big disagreement on.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no problem with him wanting to destroy Teferis, but the way he wanted to go about it would have resulted in a lot of people that were being subjected to great suffering also being destroyed.
Yeah, and he was like treating them like, I guess.
Yeah, like they were part of the problem. No,
yeah,
they're the ones who have the problem inflicted on them.
Yeah, or they were collateral damage. And he thought, okay, if we're going to destroy Zalem, okay, it's going to cost us something, but hey, it's worth it. That's probably might have been also his thought too. What is this? Alita woke up here. Some people, Tanji, still hold a grudge. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I actually touched on that in mine when Jason asked Ito. It's like, how likely is it that she'll revert, considering her combat capability and stuff like that? And I actually had somebody in the comments section say, that was a good point. It's like, could she revert? Obviously, she doesn't or anything like that. But I mean, it seems like a I can't remember what the word is now. A viable concern.
Yeah.
Because if she ever did, and her old training and conditioning took hold, there's nobody in there that could stop her.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be kind of like that movie, Superman versus Batman, or Batman versus Superman, The Dawn of Justice, where I guess Batman thinks, that Superman could burn down the entire earth if he really wanted to. They couldn't stop him, and
he's not willing to trust that Superman's got the best of intentions for the human race, that he actually cares about taking care of people and keeping them safe. He sees him as, a potential threat.
Yeah. And I see Alita too, is that even though she is off the rails somewhat, or not somewhat, but she's off the rail in the Badlands arc, which is where she fights the Barjack, she's off the rails for sure, because it's because she was
well, it took a bit to get her there. I mean, she ended up losing Ito. She ended up losing her home. She ended up being trapped in this situation that she really didn't care to be in. So she had all this stuff going against her, and she ended up basically losing herself. I mean, I can see why she ended up where she was at, even if it was not a pleasant place for her to be in.
Yeah. But I think overall, particularly after she met Figure 4, I mean, I think...
that brought her humanity back.
Yeah.
But even in that one episode, that one issue that Maxie read recently, when Den was trying to get her to join the Barjack.
Yeah.
And she basically told him something to the effect of like, I had never allowed my anger to be unleashed to the degree of wanting to destroy both Tafaris and the scrapyard. And hearing you talk about it the way you are, I can see why. Or something along those lines. I can't remember the exact words or anything. But even in her worst, she wasn't willing to go as far as Den was going.
Yeah, and I think in the manga, even or certainly in the movie, but in the manga, I think she's got a pretty good moral code. I think she's she does care about people. I mean, even when she was fighting in the Zot, the Zot, she was fighting for Earth basically.
Yeah.
Because they
and there was also that one part too, when that one boy that she turned over to the authorities, she thought she was doing the right thing. Then she finds out what was really going on with them. So she and Zazie go on a rampage through there, taking out all of the mercenaries that had signed up to fight the children, kills all of them to try to free the children, only to find out the children had already been slaughtered.
Yeah, we lost your audio there for a little bit, Lee.
Oh. Sorry.
I didn't lose it, Creek. I think it's on
you
your
didn't?
end.
Maybe it is on mine.
Before with Matt too, you said the same thing, and I was like, no, it was all fine.
It could be your net connection might be having a two-way problem.
That's got a new issue. What's going on?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I made sure I stripped down all of the routines that are running on my computer down to where
it might be your service provider. It could just be hiccups.
Yeah, it could be that. Yeah, could be
if it's that, there's not really anything you can do except maybe change providers or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
I need to change providers.
I think a lot of our providers need to be changed.
Yes. We have Xfinity here, which is owned by Comcast. I wonder. I wonder if Spectrum, because I got Spectrum in North Carolina, and they are really good. You know, they.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did notice they're on you know where I-70 and C-470 come together.
Yeah, there's a lot of horror stories around Comcast, and I have no doubt that Xfinity, some of that's reaching into them as well.
Yeah. And I know there's a big building down there near, Interstate 70 and C-470, that has a big Spectrum sign on it. So I wonder if they have a presence here,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Badman's saying that there is some adverse solar weather that could be affecting it too.
That's possible. I'd like to believe it's not my internet. I'd like to believe that.
It could also be a combination of factors too.
Yeah, well, there was that one scene, like kind of what you saw right there on the left, where she, I guess, but before he betrays them, she's basically kicking all their butts. She's just basically wreaking havoc with all these people, and kind of, I guess she moves so fast, and she's such a good fighter, that she was taking them out one at a time. And then, of course, Yolg betrays them. And then, I can't remember exactly what happens to her, but I think she gets shot, doesn't she? Or something like that. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Yeah. So anyway, but she does fight against the barjack here, doesn't she? Because she's in the tune program, which is, of course, is something that's, for Tafares has got on them, so that they're, I guess Tafares wants to get rid of the barjack or something, so I never figured out why Den wanted to destroy Tafares, though. I mean, they're remote from Tafares.
I think part of it is because Den is a part of Chaos, and because of Chaos's background and his upbringing at the hands of his father.
Yeah.
I think Den might be the sort of
id
personification of his bad feelings towards Tafares.
Yeah, that's a possibility. There used to be an old psychological theory about the id and the superego and the ego.
Oh, in fact, that's what Cameron goes into in his notes for the movie. That Chaos and Den are representations of, for Chaos, it's man without the fighting spirit. Becomes just basically a victim to circumstance.
Yeah.
And Den is the fighting rage or what have you without humanity or compassion.
Of course,
becomes a raging beast.
Yeah, Chaos did fight that one guy when he picked up that sword, that katana, where he learned how to use it. Boy, he was pretty badass in that fight, wasn't he? Yeah.
As Badman points out, almost no one in Barjack is a professional soldier.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's got professional combat training. The others are just, they may have some combat training, but it's not up to her level. And they have no experience with a Künstler.
Yeah, that's right.
Who are like elite special forces.
Yeah. Not to mention being a cyborg, she's fast as hell. They couldn't shoot her,
But I thought that was interesting. I mean, her combat style specializes in fighting against larger opponents and using their weaknesses against them.
Yeah.
And she found out that Den didn't have those weaknesses.
Yeah. She still beats him, though. I mean,
she still gives him what for. It's just he ended up being a different fight than what she was expecting.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess that's I guess we hit that pretty good. I guess I don't have any videos on her and the Badlands arc fighting Barjack. Maybe that's something I ought to think about doing. But I guess I could do it with AI. I guess, although Matu and Channel might decide.
They'll give you an earful for it.
Yeah, they will. Well, it's particularly Channel will.
Yeah.
But so anyway, I guess the conclusion here is, though, you remember the original conclusion was, is Alita, is she well, that's the wrong slide, isn't it now? Is she a good soldier? Well, I think she is. You know,
I think she was a good soldier. I don't think she's as good a soldier now. I think she's an excellent warrior.
Yeah,
not necessarily the same as being a professional soldier, however.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
She's got more autonomy.
Yeah, she's broken a lot of her conditioning. She's become a very different person.
Exactly.
She's not really fighting for anything except herself.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, she is not just fighting for herself. I think she fights for the people she cares about.
Well, she tends to fight to protect she tends to fight to protect the weak.
Yeah.
If you see something bad happening, empathy. She just has so much empathy. You know, it's just that
she's willing to do something about it.
Yeah, it's not just like it is still about herself, but it's because something she's seen. You know what I mean? It's an injustice she's witnessed.
Actually, I think there's a line from Equalizer, Denzel Washington, that's something along that when he intervenes when that one sex worker, the young woman, gets nearly beaten to death by one of the Russian mobsters.
Oh yeah, and he goes in there and there's like
basically he goes to an old friend to try and get some information on someone.
Yeah.
And asks for her help, and she asks him why he was doing it. He says, you see something bad happen to somebody and you decide to do something about it because you can.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes into that mobster's office, I guess. He had like 5 guys in there, and what did he tell
5
them?
or 6 guys.
Yeah, he told them that you're something to the effect, I'm going to kill all of you in 9 seconds or something like that.
No, he didn't say anything. He just started his watch. Then walked back towards the main guy. The others started moving in on him to take him down, and he just lays waste to everybody.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, the lead mobster's lying on the ground, bleeding to death.
Yeah.
And he tells him, it's like that young woman that you beat nearly half to death, her life's going to go on. Your life is going to end on this funky floor over $9,000, over $9,800.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
You should have taken the money.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of like in Chronicles of Riddick. Yeah, you know, Tombs, you should have took the money.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure, you know. So I think Alita, like you say, was a good soldier. I think she's a great warrior. You know, I think if she would be excellent. If she was your bodyguard, you would have nothing to worry about.
Oh, yeah. Know? But yeah, as in the notes that Cameron made, she was supposed to later on encounter the barjack freeing a village.
Yeah.
And she was going to watch them hand out weapons to children like they were toys.
Yeah.
And she was going to have a very strong reaction to that. Basically, she no longer has any trust and, in fact, has a strong dislike of organized militaries.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we've talked about that on other streams, haven't we? Yeah. So, Alita, okay, let me rephrase this. Alita was a good soldier, and
she was an excellent soldier.
A great, excellent soldier and a great warrior, and would be somebody that you would want on your side in a fight. You know, I mean,
boy,
yeah. Okay, I think we hit that one pretty good. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
No, I don't think so.
How about you, Lee?
Well, not really, I guess. I mean, was it one thing I was going to mention? I was going to talk to you. It was something I was mentioning to you like some weeks ago concerning my fanfic. It was what Jason's motivations were, but I don't think that really matters right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I promise you I will be able to read it next week, because week before last, we have a client, one of my clients, you know, was I was doing an audit for him, and that was kind of a deal. And then last week, I was not week before last week. This week I was teaching a class, and it was on Zoom, you know, and I was there, you know, 9 hours a day, 4 days, Monday through Thursday, you know. So yeah,
that's a lot of hours.
Yeah, it is, but you know, I don't mind too much. You know, I mean, I don't work.
If it's something you enjoy doing too.
Yeah, well, it's okay, you know. But I mean, one thing I don't do anymore is work 8 hours a day every day. I don't do that. You know, that's you know, I've stepped away from that. But anyway, that's another story. Let's get off of that. Okay, so I guess we're pretty much done with that one, I guess. So Alita was a great soldier and is a great warrior. So that's for sure. Did we miss anything, you guys?
I can't think of anything.
Nothing topic specific I can think of.
Yeah, except the only thing we are missing is our sequels.
Of course.
Yep. And as you can see from that center panel right there, Alita does love her Uncle Creek. And that's because he wants a sequel. So, yeah, I guess she's pretty self-serving in that way, I guess. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we're all a little self-serving in that capacity.
Yeah. Well, we all want a sequel for our girl, you know, that's for sure. And if you got a problem with that, you can take it up with her and that plasma weapon she's got right there. So, you know, that's the way that works. And there's our queen right there. And this is right outside the Pasadena Playhouse, too, by the way. I think this is a picture that Charlie took. So anyway, she's
was this a different day? Because I remember the other one where she's hugging you.
Yeah,
it looked like she was wearing something different. So like,
yeah, she was wearing she was wearing more of a well, I mean, our queen's gonna look classy in anything, but I
was just wondering, it seemed like you got to meet her on a couple of different days.
Yeah, we did. We got on September the 14th, Charlie and I both met her, and then I went to see her on September the 27th, and we talked to each other, but that was at night. See, so I didn't take any videos or. Well, I wasn't going to take a video of her anyway without asking her, and I just felt like it wasn't appropriate. You know,
well, it's nice of her to, you know, take time out to speak with you guys on, you know, more than one occasion.
Yeah.
Well, some celebrities, it seems like they'll do it the one time. It's like, well, I already talked to him, so.
Yeah, that's Well, she's real good with. Yeah, right.
The way she came over to Charlie when he was sort of standing there, because she knew you were both there to have a chat with her, so it was nice of her to come over.
Well, you know, it's like I said, you know, she saw us out there and she kept running up to us, you know. I mean, that was great, you know. And when I went back to see her on the 27th, you know, she was talking to some folks and she looked up and saw me and came over and I guess hugged me again. But we talked a little bit there, but she had to go talk to, you know, Chuck, and you know, she said, stay right here, don't leave. I went, okay, I'm not gonna disobey my queen, you know. So anyway, she came back over and we chatted some more, and you know, that's when we discovered that, you know, she said, well, you didn't send me an email, you know, and I mean, you know, she wasn't getting on me or anything. She just said you didn't
just mentioning it.
Yeah, and I said, yeah, I did. You know, I sent you an email. I said, oh, it must have went in my spam folder, you know, or something. And we chatted a little while, you know, not as long as we did the first day, you know, that we were there. And then, of course, Charlie went to see her on the 28th. That was the next day. That was on a Saturday, I think. And the last day she was in the play was on the 29th. So, but anyway, she's certainly a pretty lady, that's for sure. And I also want to give shout outs to El Lamont and Jesse Fisher. You know, you know, they brought Screwhead to life, and we want all three of these ladies to be in the sequel. Disney, damn it, give us our sequel. You know, we're tired of you holding up progress here. You know, we want that sequel. So anyway, we'll get it eventually.
Oh, quick question: are you going to be doing it at 3 p.m. from here on out?
Yeah, I guess so. I think it's easier on Vladi and
I think we're the only ones on the planet, really, on our side of the planet anyway. They're doing like daylight savings time. I don't think the other side of the world bothers with it. So,
I think Australia does, but the Maxi is under daylight savings time, but Angeles never is.
Okay.
You know, Brisbane is kind of like Arizona is here. Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time. So. You know, but
so yeah, 3 p.m. is probably going to be easier for everybody.
Yeah. Is it going to be easier for you, Lee, or what? Or is it the same?
It should be. I don't actually have to take my girlfriend to work on Fridays typically, so I have the whole day free. Usually.
Oh, cool. Okay. But anyway, we want Alita and Screwhead to come back, Disney. Damn it. Give us our sequel. All right, then. So I guess tomorrow we're going to have, this is another topic that Creek came up with, and it gave me the idea for today. You know, instead of how good a soldier is Alita, it's how good is she at motorball, you know. So we're going to have that tomorrow. Maxie, I still think, is going to be the host, but I'm going to put together a PowerPoint like I'm good at doing, huh, Vladi? And so we'll have a good time on this one, you know, and I promise we won't have 99 slides. You know, they kind of tease me about that sometimes because of that one stream we did. It went 4 hours. So we won't do that tomorrow, but it should be a lot of fun, I think. And of course, we just want to welcome everybody that came on. Thanks for showing up, Vladi. We do appreciate you a lot. And you too, Lee. You know, we're glad you were able to come on. And certainly Matu, you know, Matu was, I guess, her audio was going out, plus she was very sleepy. So, you know, that's cool.
I imagine it was very late for her over there.
Yeah, it was, you know, so anyway, and that's another reason I'm going back to 3 here, because it's kind of, you know, kind of makes it easier for them. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, you know, I guess it's still going to be 9 p.m., you know, GMT, but, you know, in some places you have to come back an hour, you know, like here in Colorado, it's 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So, you know, so just make sure you remember that. So, but we should have a lot of fun there. So anyway. And we are the Alita Army, and we definitely, you know, we definitely are, we're the most positive fandom on the internet. You know, we don't, we're not toxic. I don't think we're toxic anyway. I mean, we have our rants, you know, I rant sometimes. I know Vladi rants, and, you know, because we want that sequel.
Another good one.
Yeah, we want that sequel.
We deserve a sequel.
Yes. And of course, just like on my channel, I always say this as well, but we support Alita and Rosa passionately and positively, you know, because we want the sequel, and we want Rosa to be successful as well, you know. So, and next year she's going to be really successful. Well, she's always successful, but she's got 3 movies coming out next year, so that's pretty cool.
It's nice to see that she's getting more recognition and work coming her way.
Yes, indeed. Plus, getting that Imogen Award was kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
So that was really neat. And of course, the Alita Army is going to give her that bust. You know, that's our award to her. You know, so we'll get that.
We just need to see her in a couple more Alita movies.
Yeah, we do.
Waiting on you, Disney.
Yes, sir. So we are Disney tomorrow. Yes, that's right.
The Disney 23 panel.
That's right.
It's 20th Century Studios. Obviously, they've got an Avatar thing there, so it'll probably just be Avatar.
And we are the Alita Army, and we are here to stay. That's for sure. So, yep. And that's why we're going to do this. Why is this image here? Well, that image is there because I like it, and I am the stream manager, producer, director, janitor, grip, production assistant, and the only thing I'm a co-host maybe because Angelus, who did not show up today, that rascal, he must have been working though. I think he does have a weird work
maybe
schedule.
He's come down with something as well. Schmendrick's a bit under the weather, so everyone wish Schmendrick well.
Yeah, well, I got a little bit of a cold myself, so
it is that time of year.
Yeah, it is. So
I'm actually surprised I haven't come down with anything recently.
Yeah.
I usually do around this time of year.
Well, I definitely got a cold, but don't have COVID though. I checked myself, so anyway, that's good. But anyway, why is that image there? Because I like it. And to paraphrase Gruishka, I'm only here for our girl and the Alita Army. And of course, all of us in the Alita Army are only here for our girl and the Alita Army. So that only leaves one thing left to do, and that'd be on my count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Film those sequels, baby. And we will see you next week on the Alita live stream, and we'll see you tomorrow, Radio Chaos.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita Livestream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby! See you next time!